Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So what we are discussing is we were discussing about the simple pendulum. Okay. So what was that figure I have drawn here somewhere? So actually what we have, some rigid support we should have. Okay. And then the length of the pendulum is L, and a particle of mass M with say coordinates, we are going to say it is what we have, one rigid support and a length is L of a simple pendulum. It may be string or just a one thread. Okay, and a mass of a particle is taken with position, say P of xy will describe you the position of a particle at any point. Okay, so it will revolve in this region. So let me complete this. So what is this? This is y-axis and this is x-axis. Combinedly x square plus y square, it will be L square from Pythagoras theorem. Correct? Okay, so this is what a construction of a simple pendulum. So how we have constructed this, I have shown you already in the last lecture. This is what an angle theta, and with the help of an angle theta we have found the value of sine theta and cos theta. What was the values of sine and cos theta that we have seen in the last lecture? Can anyone remember this?
Sine is equals to x by d and cos is equals to y.
Sine is x by L, y cos theta is y by L. So in this way we have got the values of x is equals to L sine theta, right? And y is equal to, we got it is L cos theta. Okay. So after this we have seen what is a T. Kinetic energy T is equals to 1 upon 2 mv square. What is v? V is a velocity. So how to find out a velocity? Velocity is nothing but your rate of change of a position vector. Okay. So if velocity is nothing but your rate of change vector, so you're going to write down velocity 1 upon 2 m r dot square. Now if you are on a 2D plane, that means simply xy describe the position of a particle. But in the last lecture we have discussed x and y are two coordinate which are required to describe the position of a particle minus the number of linearly dependent equation. What is a linearly dependent equation? That means the x square plus y square is equals to L square. Okay. So we have an equation x square plus y square is equal to L square. That means we can say that the Cartesian coordinate x and y are dependent and they are related by this equation. So one constraint equation, we can call it is one geometric equation, geometric restriction or constraint equation. So independent coordinate, how many we are going to get? Generalized coordinate is only one. Okay. Have you understood up to this? Because totally we have two Cartesian coordinate and one restriction. What is that restriction? X square plus y square is equal to L square. That is called a constraint equation or geometric restriction. And hence we can say that the total generalized coordinate we require is a 1. And what is that generalized coordinate? We can say that generalized coordinate is denoted by an angle theta. Because if we have an angle theta, if you know angle theta, you can say the position of a particle at any point. And that is what a generalized coordinate. Least possible number of linearly independent coordinate which are required to describe the position of a particle at any point. Okay. So simply theta will be sufficient to describe the position of a particle. Hence, what is a generalized coordinate? It is least possible number of linearly independent coordinate which are required to describe the position of a particle. As always, it is one coordinate, so we can say it is directly linearly independent. Okay. So, is there any doubt up to this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me go for r dot square. So what will be r dot square?
X square plus y square.
Xi yi, and we have to take the derivative of that, and it's a square. So can I write directly this as 1 by 2 m x dot square plus y dot square, right? Now we have to just find out the values of x dot square and y dot square because we know the values of x and y, right? So what is x dot? We should write down first. What is x dot? Dx by dt. The dot is a notation for a derivative with respect to t. Now can anyone tell me what is the derivative of x with respect to t from this equation? X and y. हॅलो, जागे आहेत ना सगळे?
येस मॅम.
हा, सांगा मग काय येणार आहे?
L sin theta, madam.
I am asking the derivative of x with respect to t. X,
DL dt theta.
huh? Okay, what is L? Just tell me.
L cos
L is
Length of pendulum.
no need to worry about L, right? So what is remaining? We have to differentiate sine theta. What is the derivative of sine theta?
Cos theta.
Now, as we are not going to differentiate with respect to theta, so as we are differentiating with respect to t, so what I have to write down on the next, that is d
theta.
by
L cos theta.
D
dt.
theta by
बरोबर
dt.
आहे? Correct na? Someone has started mic, so please and please keep your audio off. Okay. तुमचा माईक चालू करू नका. जेव्हा तुम्हाला सांगायचं असेल तेव्हाच ऑन करा. ओके. How I can write it is L is as it is constant, derivative of sine theta is cos theta, and derivative of theta with respect to t. Because we are differentiating with respect to t, we have to differentiate this theta with respect to t. Okay, this theta dot as it is. As we are differentiating with respect to t, we will denote it by a notation dot. Can I write directly for y dot? What will be y dot is dy by dt. सांगा काय येणार आहे dy by dt?
Minus L sin theta d theta by dt.
Minus L sin theta theta dot, that is d theta by dt. So now we are getting those two values. Now what we have to do is simply we have to find out x dot square plus y dot square, right? Because we have to substitute in this equation 1 upon 2 m x dot square plus y dot square. Okay, so this is what a formula for t. Okay, so let me first find out the value of x dot square plus y dot square. What will be the value? It will be L square and theta square will be common. Can I write directly? This is x dot and this is y dot, and we have to square them and we have to add them. So what will be the resultant? L square cos square theta theta dot square plus L square sin square theta theta dot square. So I can take theta square theta dot square and L square common. So what I remain in the bracket is cos square theta, correct? Plus next term what we remain in the bracket is sin square.
Square theta.
What is this identity? Sin square plus cos square is nothing but
1.
Okay, so we are getting value of x dot square plus y dot square is L square theta dot square. So we get t is equals to 1 upon 2 m L square theta dot square. So instead of having the value of x dot square plus y dot square, we will substitute the value as L square theta dot square. Okay, is the idea clear up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What we have to do on the next is we have to find out the potential energy also, because as we are considering the case of conservative system, because here no external force is applied, simply the pendulum is moving. There is because we have assumed that there is no air force, any other type of force, because if you have done the practical of a simple pendulum, you have you have some assumptions. No, in the case of simple pendulum, we are assuming no external force, there is no air force and all type of other forces. simply the force that we are going to apply will be the working, and that is called a constant force. Okay. Then in which case we are going? We are discussing in the case of conservative system. So what was our equation in case of conservative system? The equation for Lagrange's equation of a motion in case of conservative system we have discussed is dou L by dou Qj dot d by dt of dou L by dou Qj dot minus dou L by dou Qj is equals to 0. This was an equation we have obtained in case of conservative as well as in case of non-conservative system. And in case of partially conservative, here it was a value Qj d dash. Okay. So with the help of that, if we know value of this, then we can solve. So we have found the value of t. So what is L? L we have written, it is nothing but t minus v. Those who remember in case of conservative and non-conservative, we have constructed a new variable that is a Lagrangian. How the Lagrangian is constructed? Initially we have the equation. What was our equation? The original equation of Lagrange's equation of motion is dou d by dt of dou L by dou in dou t by dou qj dot minus dou t by dou qj. In case of conservative and non-conservative system, we have found the values of those dou v by dou qj dot. At that time I have told you that the potential energy is not a function of generalized velocity, and we have worked for it. Okay. Those who remember, at that time we have found these equations, and we have written one term here minus dou t by dou qj dot. Since dou v by dou qj dot is 0, so we can add or subtract a 0 from any term. Okay. So at that time we have written these equation, and we have found the value of qj as dou v by dou qj, and hence we have found this equation. At that time we have constructed one new variable L is equals to t minus v. Okay. Now we are going to use this equation because we are in the case of conservative system. Okay. So hence first we should know value of L. If we know L, then we can find out, right? So hence let me write down the value of L. For writing the value of L, we must know V. What is V? V is potential energy. So what is the formula for potential energy?
mgh.
Mass into gravitational acceleration into h. Now mass and gravitational acceleration is as it is. So now we have to discuss about the height. Now which height you are going to consider, because whatever the simple pendulum is there, it will be moving in this in this circular motion. So it is going to move in this circular motion. So let me rename this as, this will be a length, and this is what say A, and this is what N. Okay. So this is what a circular motion of your simple pendulum. So this is what a motion of a pendulum, and this is nothing but the radius of this. So what we can consider, or we can say this is what a height of your pendulum. So velocity, so while finding the potential energy, we can say here An is height of your pendulum. Okay, don't consider height of pendulum as a length L. Okay, because length L is not going to work here, because whatever the area it is going to cover that pendulum, that means this mass will be moving in this circular motion. So we are going to consider only this area. That means how much area it is going to move from this point to this point. So this area in the vertical direction we are going to count. This is what An, that is a height of a simple pendulum. So how you are going to find out An? That is nothing but the length L minus y coordinate. So this y coordinate we are going to subtract from your length of the simple pendulum. Is the idea clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so length of a pendulum we know. So this is what a total length. So it will come up to here. So we are going to just subtract the value of a y coordinate. So resultant we are getting the An. So hence now we can write here, this is what An. So if you want to find out the value of An, that I have told you, that is from length of your simple pendulum minus y coordinate will give you the potential energy height. Okay, mgh. We don't know about mass and gravitational acceleration. So simply we are discussing about the height. Okay, so what we are going to write down, as we know, value of y. What is the value of y? We have, this is what a value of y. Y is equals to L cos theta is a value of y. Okay, so hence I will write directly here y is nothing but L cos theta. And I remember when I have given first time the exam of set exam when I was a student, this was a question as it is asked. What is the potential energy of a simple pendulum? At that time, they were having some MCQs like, say, we can say here, let me write down first. So what are possible MCQs here? MGL 1 minus cos theta, MGL 1 minus 1 plus cos theta, MGL 1 plus sin theta, MGL 1 minus sin theta. Okay, so these are possible MCQs. So it may be asked for your theory exam or MCQ exam also. So this was a question in set exam, I think in the exam which was held in 17 or 18. Exactly, I don't know, but it was a question as it is asked. So what we have found the value of potential energy for simple pendulum is MGL 1 minus cos theta. So let me write down the new Lagrangian function that we have found while finding the conservative non-conservative system. This equation we have solved and then we have found the value of L is equals to T minus V. L is a Lagrangian defined with the help of T and B. Okay. So hence now let me write down the value of t we have found is, what is the value of t we have found? 1 upon 2 m L square theta dot square. Here it is a value of t is 1 upon 2 m L square theta dot square minus v is nothing but mgl 1 minus cos theta. Okay. Is the idea clear up to this? L is equals to t minus v. Now, if the idea is clear, let me write down how many generalized coordinate we have. Can anyone tell me how many generalized coordinate we have in simple pendulum?
1.
Only one. What is that generalized?
Theta.
Theta.
Theta is equals to q1. That is, instead of having qj, we can say j is only one. That is, we are having only one generalized coordinate. So this whole equation, whatever we have, 1 d by dt of dou L by dou qj dot minus dou L by dou qj is equal to 0. So instead of solving two equations that we have solved in the last last example, I think we have solved the two equation. But in this example, we have to solve only one equation because how many generalized coordinate or how many qj we have? Only one qj. But in the last example, we were having 3 qj, no? While discussing, we were example of a particle in traveling in a 3D space. If a particle is traveling in a 3D space, how many Cartesian coordinate require are x, y, z? If x, y, z are Cartesian coordinate, then we have solved a 3 equation. D by dt of dou L by dou x dot minus dou L by dou x is equal to 0. Similarly, d by dt of dou L by dou y dot minus dou L by dou y is equal to 0. These type of 3 equation we have solved in case of proving the Newton's equations of motion, that is Newton's laws of motion, by using Lagrangian equation. Okay, this we have done. So let me write down now this equation for q1 is equals to theta. Okay, so hence let me write down this is d by dt of dou L by dou q1 dot. Instead of having q1 dot, let me write down directly theta dot minus dou L by dou theta is equal to 0. Okay, now as you know value of L, can anyone tell me what is the derivative of this equation L with respect to theta dot, as well as derivative of equation L with respect to theta? I hope you know about the derivative, how to find out the derivative. I am not going to teach you derivative. परत झोपलेत का सगळे?
Yeah, me L square theta dot.
Because this 2 get cancelled, na? M and L square both are constant. This 1 by 2 and this 2 theta dot. So what will be the resultant is, simply I can write this is M L square as it is. This is what theta dot, and this 1 by 2, 2 theta dot, 2 get cancelled, minus what we remains, derivative of L with respect to theta. So if you are going to find out the derivative of L with respect to theta dot, you have to only look the term where you are having a theta dot. यहाँ पे अगर थीटा का कोई टर्म ही नहीं है तो डेरिवेटिव क्या आएगा, जीरो. जस्ट लाइक if you are going to differentiate equation which involved by with respect to x, just like f is equal to x square. So if you are going to differentiate with respect to y, it will be 0. So derivative of this term with respect to theta dot is 0, and derivative of this L with respect to theta, the first term will be 0, derivative of this L with respect to theta, because there is no term of theta here. If there is no term of theta in the first term of L, it will be 0. So what I can write is 0 minus, 0 minus, what is the derivative of this term? Minus of minus, it will be plus, because we are going to evaluate the derivative with respect to theta, right? This minus minus will be plus, derivative of cos theta will be
minus sin theta.
minus sin theta. So again the sign will be changed, that is minus. Okay. This minus as it is we have kept, the value of L we have to evaluate with respect to theta. The first term is not involving any term of theta, that is 0. Okay, minus this again this term derivative of 1 is 0. This minus minus become plus, mgl as it is, mass is constant, gravitational acceleration is constant, length of the string is constant. So derivative of cos theta will be minus sin theta, that minus we have kept it. Okay. Length of the string is also constant. So what will be the derivative of theta dot with respect to t? Hello? That will be theta double dot, no? You have to differentiate theta
d theta dot by dt.
It is nothing but d theta dot by dt. So here we are in this whole paper, you have to remember, if you are having a derivative with respect to t, you can write theta dot. So if what is a theta dot we have written, theta dot is nothing but d theta by dt. So totally combining these two, what I can write is this will be d2 theta by t square. So what is the value of this term? I can write simply it is theta double dot. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So minus minus again it will be plus. So what I can write is again mg L sine theta is equal to 0. Now mass is a constant term, we can take outside, and L is also constant, and common term we can take outside the bracket. What remains inside is L theta double dot plus m into L g and sine theta. M and L both are constant term, we can take outside, which is equal to 0. Is the idea clear about this theta double dot? Otherwise it will be confusing. You can work out. Theta dot is d theta by dt. Theta double dot will be d2 theta by dt square. And what is this term? If we are going to differentiate theta dot with respect to t, will be d theta dot by dt. Okay. So every time I am telling you, you have to prepare your own notes. Okay. No doubt, after every chapter I am going to give you the handwritten notes, but you have to prepare your notes so that at least one time you should write down on your hand, because unless otherwise you are not going to understand this, because by seeing itself it will be understood, but if you are going to close your notes and if you are going to write down, you will not remember anything. Okay, so at least before exam you should write down once. Okay. This I am telling you repeatedly because as we are in the online lectures, I cannot check your notes, whether you have prepared the notes or not. Okay. No doubt I am going to create an assignment that everyone should upload the first chapter notes. How many notes, whatever type of a notes, rough or fair, whatever type of a note, you have to upload on a Google Classroom. Whenever I am going to create a note. Okay, I am going to create one classroom work where you have to upload your own prepared notes. Okay, so that at least one time you have written these all derivations. Unless otherwise, whenever I am going to solve, you will feel that it is very easy. Solve it will be somewhat difficult, somewhat confusing. Okay. So what we have here, the product of this term is equal to 0. Okay. So without zero divisor condition, we can apply the product of this term is 0. That means either one of them is 0 or both are 0. So we can say now mass and L both are non-zero, because if mass is 0, how we can work? And length of the string cannot be also 0. Okay. So we have now what will be the possibility? The resultant possibility we can write is L theta double dot plus G sine theta is equal to 0. So now if you can divide by L, because L is non-zero, so hence we can divide, right? The term which is non-zero, we can divide. L is a non-zero term, so we can divide by the L for whole equation, and we get the resultant equation is theta double dot is equals to G by theta double dot plus G by L sine theta, right? So this is what equation of motion for simple pendulum. Okay. Any doubt for this example?
No, ma'am.
Let me start with first. We have constructed a simple pendulum with the help of a string of length L. A mass of a particle m is a mass of a particle. It will be moving in this area. Pxy will describe the position of the particle at any point. What is theta? Theta is an angle made by a length of the string with the vertical. So theta itself will describe you the position of a particle at any instant for a simple pendulum. And from Pythagoras theorem, we can say this x square plus y square is equals to L square. Okay. So with the help of that angle theta, by right angle triangle law, we can find out the values of sine theta and cos theta. So hence with the help of that, we can find out the values of x and y. So next we have to find out the value of t. As we are in case of conservative system, we have to find out t and v both. And then we have to find out the value of L. What is L? L is nothing but T minus V. So just substitute the value of kinetic energy and potential energy. Then go to our equation. What is our equation for Lagrange's equation of motion in case of conservative system is d by dt of dou L by dou theta dot minus dou L by dou theta is equal to 0. Just put up the values of those derivative. L is given to us. You have to just differentiate with respect to theta and theta dot. Why we have to differentiate only with respect to theta and theta dot? Because we have only one generalized coordinate. What do you mean by generalized coordinate? Least possible number of linearly independent coordinate which are required to describe the position of a particle. And just find out the derivative. Finding a derivative is not a big job, because already you are a BS graduate student from mathematics. You can find out the derivative. Just put up the values of derivative. Those terms which are common we can take outside, and m and L both are non-zero, so we can divide by m and L. So if it is non-zero, we can divide, and hence now L is also non-zero. We can divide by L to the whole equation, and we can get this is our equation of a motion for a simple pendulum. Okay. हो तर म्हणा, नाहीतर म्हणा, काहीतर म्हणा.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me go for next example. Right. The next example that we are going to discuss is actually we have a particle of mass m projected with initial velocity u. Okay, let me write down the example. A particle of mass m, projected means हमने उसको फेंका है विथ सम वेलोसिटी, अगर हम कोई पार्टिकल या कोई चीज हवा में उछाल रहे हैं, जस्ट लाइक दैट, particle of mass m is projected with initial velocity q at an angle alpha, right, at an angle alpha, right. Suppose we are standing somewhere, अगर हम यहाँ पे कहीं ठहरे, यहाँ पे है आप, ओके, a particle of mass m, आपने ऐसे उछाला उसको with some an angle theta, okay. So if you are going to put the object in the with some height, so it will make some an angle theta with the some an angle alpha with your x axis or ground. So that angle we are going to say that angle is alpha with the horizontal, wait, horizontal, or we can say with the ground or x axis. So now what is our job to find out? Use the Lagrange's equation of motion to find out the equation of a motion. Okay. Or we can say use the Lagrange's equation to describe the equation of a motion. Use Lagrange's equation to describe the equation of a motion. Okay. Let me describe you in detail. So what we have is similar. Let me have, this is our, not much more capable with pen tablets, so you have to bear me up whenever I am going to have familiar with this, because it is not so much easy as the board writing. Yes, assume that this is x and y axis, because as it is not looking x and y axis, right? So some person is standing here, that person has projected or उसने फेंका है किसी चीज को, a particle of a mass m. So it is projected with some initial velocity. What is the velocity? U. Okay, it is projected with some initial velocity, which is making an angle some alpha. It will go somewhere ना. अगर आपने कोई चीज ऊपर उछाली है आसमान में या कहीं पे हाइट पे, obviously it will come back due to gravitational force. So we are saying that it is projected with some an angle alpha. That means that particle will make some an angle alpha with the positive direction of x-axis, or we can say with the horizontal direction, right? We can say the what is given to us, the velocity of a particle we are provided is a u. Okay, is the idea clear? What is the example given to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is given to us? U is a velocity. So now, before going to anywhere else, let me have what will be the velocity in x and y direction if u is a velocity of that particle?
Ui
Okay,
plus uj.
yeah, u.
Ui cap plus uj cap
U I K
with
plus.
unit vector in x and y direction, ma'am.
Okay, I think you are saying about I and J K. No, I am what I am asking, just like our force, na, in the example of deriving the Newton's laws of motion, F is equal to ma. This equation we have derived. At that time, I have written somewhere F. F is a force which is divided into three components: Fx, Fy, Fz. I hope you remember F is a force which is divided into three components, that is force in x, y and z direction. So here we have a velocity u. Now what is a component of this velocity u along x and
U,
y direction?
ux and ui.
No doubt it is ux and ui, but we have to find out what is an exact value. So for finding that exact value, we must know what are x and y. If you know x and y, then you can find out the exact value, because x dot will give you the velocity along x direction. Y dot will give you the velocity along y direction, right? Because x is what simply an axis, no? So hence now the position of a particle will be described directly from this now. So here somewhere if I am having this, so this will describe you the position of a particle. Say here, suppose the particle is there, so x and y simply will describe you the position of a particle. Okay, at any point. So hence, now let us write down the values of velocities along x and y direction. So for that, if you remember the last example, I have written the value of x is nothing but L sine theta we have written. What was the value of y? We have written L cos theta in the example of a simple pendulum. हेच लिहिलं होतं ना?
Yes, ma'am.
X is equals to L sine theta, y is equal to L cos theta. Okay, so instead of having an angle theta, we have alpha, and instead of having L, we have the U. Okay, so this angle you can consider, this triangle we can consider, right? So let me take this triangle somewhere here. Okay, so this is what U is a velocity. This is a right angle triangle, and this is an angle alpha. Now you have to tell me x and y. So this is what x-axis, and here this is what our U, that is an hypotenuse. This is y-axis parallel to y-axis. No, this is parallel to y-axis. This is along x-axis. So this triangle we can consider right angle triangle. With the help of that, we can find out the values of sine alpha and cos alpha. Can I write the values of sine and cos alpha from this figure? Yes, please tell me what will be sine alpha and cos alpha, if you understood the figure.
What is hypotenuse value, madam?
First give the
Hypotenuse
value so
it
that
is u, no, velocity of a particle here. This is what our hypotenuse, because u is given to us, na,
Okay,
velocity.
ma'am.
sine alpha equals to y by u,
Y by u and cos alpha is equal to x by u.
x by u.
Okay, correct. Good one. So what will be x-axis? U cos u sine alpha. It's just like this, na? X is L sine theta. So instead of having L and theta, we have U and alpha. So sorry, this is y, na? Actually, this is y, and what is the value of x we have is U cos alpha. You can have this comparison here. Here we have found x is L sine theta. Here we have found x is U cos alpha, right? As it is a velocity, so hence we are getting some different value. यहाँ पे जो sin theta था वो convert होके cos में convert हो गया ना, because if you are going to differentiate sin theta, it will give you cos. If you are going to differentiate cos, it will give you sin. So these are nothing but your components of velocity along x and y direction. So what is the component of velocity along x direction? We can say it is component of velocity along x direction is u cos alpha. Okay, and component of velocity along y direction, we can say it is u sine alpha. Okay, have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me go for next. What is the next step? Can anyone tell me t is equal to? What is the value of t? Next, we have to find out the value of v, right?
Half mq square.
1/2 mv square.
No doubt it is half mv square, but in this case, what we have is only x and y coordinate, no? So can I write directly is 1/2 m x dot square plus y dot square?
Yes,
Correct?
ma'am.
So actually these are not the values of x and y. So how you are going to find out the values of x and y, x dot square, y dot square, and then we have to evaluate. These are the component of velocities along x and y direction, because they have it is written with the help of velocity u. Okay. So let me write down this is x dot square and y dot square, because a simply angle alpha is not sufficient to describe the position of a particle. Okay, it may be somewhere at some different height. So we need a two coordinate x and y both for determining the position of a particle. Okay, so let me go for the next one. What is V? V is a potential energy, that is mgh. So what is a height? M and G both are constant, no? Mass of a particle and gravitational acceleration. So what will be the thing about h? Height काय येणार आहे? इथे दिसतंय ना height? इथे काय height आहे? Suppose a particle I have written here, P of xy is a position of a particle. So what will be the height? Height is this one. Height, this
U
is
sin
parallel to y-axis. If this is parallel to y-axis, so what we can write about height? Y-axis
Y.
आहे ना, बरोबर ना. इथे आपण हे लिहिलेत ना, P of xy. P of xy मध्ये हे y का आहे? Y is nothing but the this y-axis, that is up to where it is going to have. Okay, कितना height पर हमने उसको फेंका था, right? So after some time it will go down, and that here you can say this will be the height of a particle. Okay. So now we can now say x and y simply describe the position of a particle. So x and y itself will work as a generalized coordinate. That means Cartesian coordinate will work as a generalized. Again, this is also conservative case because firstly we have applied the velocity u. Okay, so this is also case of a conservative system because no external force is considered. Okay, हमने कोई external force है ऐसा assume ही नहीं किया है. So if we are not going to consider any external force, so this example will also be of a conservative system. So what will be the equation for conservative system? D by dt of dou L by dou Qj dot minus dou L by dou Qj is equal to 0. So what is a Qj? Qj for j is running for values of 1 and 2 only because we have generalized coordinate only 2 in number. So we have only 2 generalized coordinate. Let me write down the equation, that is q1, q2. What are the values of q1, q2? I can write it is simply x and y. That is Cartesian coordinate itself is sufficient to describe the position of a particle. Hence, we can say the Cartesian coordinates are itself a generalized coordinate. Okay. So, now let me write down the value of L. What is L? L is nothing but T minus V. T also we have calculated, that is 1 upon 2 m x dot square plus y dot square minus what is the value of V is mgh. H is nothing but height, which is y coordinate. Okay. Now let me write down this equation for j equal to 1, that is for x only. And next equation we'll write for y, because how many generalized coordinate we have? 2 generalized coordinate. So hence we have to solve the 2 equations. That is d by dt of for j equal to 1. What is the value for j equal to 1? That is q1. Okay, qj, that is q1. What is value of q1 is x coordinate. So hence, so it will be dou L by dou x dot minus dou L by dou x is equal to 0. Similarly, let me solve the another equation, d by dt of dou L by dou y dot minus dou L by dou y is equal to 0. Okay. Now we have a value of L. If you know value of L, you can differentiate with respect to x dot as well as with respect to y dot. Again, we can differentiate with respect to x and y for equation L. Correct? Now you have to tell me the derivative of L with respect to x dot. Everyone be attentive and tell me the derivative at least.
mx dot.
mx dot.
M x dot, because 2x dot, 2 get cancelled, because here there is no term of x dot, it will be 0. Minus derivative of L with respect to x. Is there any term of x in L? L मध्ये काय x दिसते का?
No.
5. But hence we can say it is 0. Now next equation, d by dt of L with respect to y dot. It is very similar to x bar.
my dot.
My dot.
My dot minus L with respect to y. There is no term of y in the first term. So we have to just remember about the second term. This minus minus become plus mass and acceleration as it is. So L with respect to y will be 1. So we can keep it as it is equal to 0. Okay. Again here mass is constant. We can keep outside. What will be derivative of x dot with respect to t? Directly I will write down it as which is equal to 0. Similarly here we can say what will be the next term? सांगा काय येणार आहे इक्वेशन?
my double dot plus mg is
my
equal to
double
0.
dot
Plus mg.
yes. So it will be my double dot plus mg equal to 0. Okay. Many equation you have to solve like this only. In this chapter, we have to go to first construction. What is a construction? We have to see. After construction, find out the values of x and y. After finding values of x and y, find the kinetic energy T. Then find out the potential energy V. Then find out the value of L. L is T minus V. Then try to solve the Lagrange's equations of motion. You have to see whether it is conservative case, non-conservative case, or partially conservative case. Next, you have to see how many generalized coordinates are there. If two generalized coordinate, you have to solve two Lagrange's equations of motion. If only one generalized coordinate, just like a simple pendulum, you have to solve only one equation. Have you understood?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, let me go for solving these two equations. Right. So if you want to solve this equation, it is very easy to solve this equation. What I will do is simply I am going to integrate. Right. So as mass is a constant term and it is non-zero because we have considered a particle of mass m which have some mass. So if it is non-zero, we can divide it by m. If you are going to divide it by m, you can have x double dot is equal to 0. As it is non-zero, we can divide. Because if it is 0, we cannot divide now. 1 upon 0, it will be not defined quantity. So here also mass is a constant term. We can keep outside. And after keeping outside, we can divide. M y double dot plus g is equal to 0. Right. So what will be the equation? Y double dot plus g is equal to 0. So how are you going to solve this equation x double dot is equal to 0? So this is we are going to solve with the help of integrating. What will be the integration of this equation with respect to t? X dot, na?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because already we have one of dx d2x by dt square. So which is equal to some constant of integration because it is not our particular type of integration. अगर आपको limits provide किए तो constant नहीं लिख सकते हो. So again, if I am going to integrate, what will be the value? If you are going to integrate with respect to t, it will be ct plus. So let me type it as c1. So c1 plus c2. Okay. As it is x double dot, you can integrate with respect to t two times. First time integration, it will be some constant c1, constant of integration. Second time, if you integrate, it will be c1t plus c2. Because here you can write down again integrating with respect to t. Here also we have to integrate with respect to t. So what is the resultant term? It will be y dot plus gt is equals to, say, let me write down here some another constant as C1, C2 already we have used. Let me write down some another term that is C3. Okay. And then you can evaluate again. Right. Okay. So in this way, we have to solve these equations to find out the values. Okay, have you understood up to this? Any doubt related to this? You have to read it from first one. Okay, read this figure and all everything, and we are going to then solve these equations. Okay. Any doubt up to this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let me solve these equations now. So what we have obtained the next equation, if you are going to integrate this will be y plus g t square. Derivative of t with respect, integration of t will be t square by 2 is equals to c3t plus some another constant of integration, that is c4. So how many equations we have? This is what our first equation, this is second equation, this is what our third. Actually we are not going to use this, fourth and fifth. Okay, so how many equations we have? Actually total we are not going to use this third one, so we can consider 1 2 4 5. So how many constant we have? C1 C2 C3 C4, total 4 constant. And how many equation we have? 4 equation, 4 unknown, 4 equation. We can solve these type of equation, barobar na? I hope you remember the simultaneous equation in which we have written two equation in three unknown, three equation in two unknown, one equation in two unknown has infinitely many solution, no solution, zero solution. आठवतंय का काहीतरी?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we have four equation in four unknown. That means now we have to find out the values of C1, C2 and C3. So value of C1 we have already found. What is the value of C1 is x dot.
X dot.
X dot is nothing but the velocity along x direction. What is the velocity along x direction we have found?
U cos alpha.
X dot we have found is u cos alpha. Y dot is nothing but your u sin alpha.
U sin alpha.
Initially, this is component of velocity along x and y direction. X dot is u cos alpha. Okay. So let me write down those values. C1 is equal to x dot and x dot is u cos alpha. So from equation 1, I can write equation 1 will be equal to C1 is equal to x dot is equal to, in component of velocity along x direction, we have written it is u cos alpha. Right. So now substitute the value of C1, we have found it is in 2. So using 1 into, what we get the value is x is equal to C1 is equal to u cos alpha t plus C2. Right. So this we have got. Now how to find out the value of C2? For that, let me write down by using initial conditions. Okay. So hence we are now going to use the initial condition. Let me solve this equation afterwards. Let me close. So here we will solve this. So at t equal to 0, what will be the above equation? Okay. At t equal to 0, what will be the value of x? अगर आप t equal to 0 पे, तो आप कहाँ पे हो? Origin पे हो ना? If there is no time, okay, initial time पे आप कहाँ पे हो? Origin पे हो ना? X and y both are 0. At t equal to 0, you are at origin. After some time t, you are going. That means आप जब उस पार्टिकल को प्रोजेक्ट करते हो तब वो कुछ हाइट पे जाता है. ओके, इफ यू आर गोइंग टू प्रोजेक्ट देन ओनली इट विल हैव सम टाइम. So at t equal to 0, what will be the value of x? X is also 0. So this equation will be, let me rub this. So what will be the value of x is 0 is equal to t is also 0 plus c2. So what is the value of c2 we have got is 0. And what is the value of c1 we have got is u cos alpha. Okay. So hence you have to put up the values in x is equal to, what are the values of x? We have found is x is equal to, value of c1 is u cos alpha. C1 value is u cos alpha. In what is the value of c2 we have found is 0. So hence we can say the equation of motion, the first equation of motion, that is x is equal to u cos alpha into t, we have found. In the very similar way, now we have to find out the values of a C3, C4 from equation 4 and 5. Okay, so let us go for finding the next equations. Okay. So what we have to find is actually the equation of a motion we have found. For that we have found the values of x as x is equal to, we have found u cos alpha into t plus value of c2 we have found is 0. Hence this is what our first equation. Now let me solve the second equation. What is our second equation is? That is y dot plus gt is equal to C3. Initially it was y double dot plus g is equal to 0. So this equation we have obtained. What is the value of y dot we have found? The component of velocity along y direction. The value
U
of
sin alpha.
this is u sine alpha. So let us put in this equation. After putting in this equation, we've got it is u sine alpha plus g into t is equal to C3. Okay, so this value we have found. Now if you want to find out the value of value of C3, let us put at t equal to 0. What will be the value at t equal to 0? It is simply u sine alpha plus t is 0. So what will be the resultant value? It is equals to C3. So how we have found the value of C3 is nothing but u sine alpha by putting t equal to 0. Okay. Now this equation again we have integrated. If you remember equation number 5. That is y plus gt square by 2 is equals to C3t plus C4. Sorry, C4. The value of C3 we have already found. Y plus gt square divided by 2 is equal to, value of C3 is u sine alpha into t plus C4. Now again, if you are going to use initial condition at t equal to 0, when you are having time is 0, what will be the condition? X and y both are 0 because you are at initial position, origin pe ho na. Okay, so this term will be 0, y 0 plus t is also 0 is equal to this u sine alpha into t, that is also 0 plus C4. So which means value of C4 we have got the value is 0. C3 also we have got. Now put up all those values in this equation. Okay, let me go for this equation here. Okay, so let me write down this y plus g t square by 2 plus C3 value is equal to u sine alpha into t. So this is our second equation. Okay, so this is what our first equation we have obtained is x is equal to u cos alpha t. So combining these two equations, we can say we have found the equations of motion. Right? Or in another way, if you want to combine these two equations, what you have to do is you can write up to this also in the exam. Or in another way, what you have to do is you have to find out the value of t from this equation. What will be the value of t from this equation is x upon u cos alpha. Now put up this value of t in our this equation, y equation. So this will be y plus g by 2, value of t square. T square means what? It will be x square divided by cos square alpha, and this is u square as it is. Okay, is equal to u sine alpha. Value of t is x upon u cos alpha. This is u. So this u get cancelled. I can write this as y plus gx square divided by 2u square cos square alpha is equal to sine alpha divided by cos alpha will be tan alpha into, or again you can simplify or you can keep it as it is, or you can write in terms of y is equal to काय येणार आहे x tan alpha minus gx square divided by 2u square cos square alpha. Okay, so in this way you have to solve. Is there any doubt for any students?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so here we have ended the lecture, but you should not leave the meeting because I have given you many homework and I have given you many time. You have to tell me the answer now. From the first lecture onwards, dot product, geometric interpretation, projection. Then we have seen curl, ग्रेडियंट का मैंने एग्जांपल आपको रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल दिया था, ओवन का एग्जांपल था. वहां पे अगर आप केक का कोई क्या बोलते हैं, पीट बोलते हैं ना. सो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू पुट that pan, that will go in the upward direction only because the rate of heat is more in the upward direction in oven. So that is what an example of a gradient. Gradient will describe the greatest rate of increase. Okay. Next I have asked you about the derivative also, no? Have you worked this? किसी ने एग्जाम्पल सॉल्व किए सभी? सॉरी, होमवर्क सॉल्व किया है किसी ने? Only 22 people are there. Why this is so less in number? I want answer. Yes or no, we haven't done. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it after 2 years. You have to give me some specified answer. Because it is for you only because I have passed MSc.
Yes, ma'am. I have done.
Okay. Can you tell me how many answers you have found?